Kia ora New Zealand, I'm Jay and we are Drive EV. We are going to take every single one of our electric cars around Great Lake Taupō. We're going to see how far we can go and how fast we can charge. We're going to see how they handle real life in Aotearoa. This is the Vauxhall Mokka E. Vauxhall's a British brand, sold here as Holden, sold in Europe as Opel. It shares a lot of its underpinnings with the Peugeot E208, which I took to Wellington not so very long ago, including the battery, which is 50 kilowatt hours. We don't know what the usable is, but we should be able to make a guesstimate from what we've got here. We're leaving with 79% range. The car has done 33 kilometers in its life, and it is showing a 220 kilometer range on the gasometer. Around town, it tells me we've got 5.4 kilometers per kilowatt hour. Don't have any of the heating on at the moment, but I will, so we'll see how that affects it. It does show me the thermal comfort consumption, so how much I'm actually using up to keep myself nice and cozy. So let's have a little chat about the cruise control. It's got some self-driving function. I went into a corner and it very much wanted me to be doing the driving. That's good, but it is very much keeping me in the lane right now. We're on a straight line, a sort of place where you sort of drift off a little bit, and it is nudging me back in. It has sign recognition, so it can see the road signs and it can tell you whether you can slow down or speed up. When you go past a road sign that you can go faster at, so come from 80 to 100, when it goes from there, the little sign will flash and you can press the memory button twice and it will then speed up to the new speed limit. Pretty cool. You've got a touchscreen in front of you, which gives you sort of your power flow, which is a bit like a Prius. That's kind of cool. It's nice to know what the battery's doing in super simple times. This gives you a bit more information, and I'm guessing this is something to do with how long you're spending at different rates of use. And you've got your average of 3.8 kilometers per kilowatt hours. It's going to be pretty bad at this point because it's climbing, and then it'll settle down later. And then you've got your charge timer, so we're going to leave that on the rangeometer, keep me driving properly. Over here, another thing that's going to keep me nudging in the right direction, you've got your level of vigilance. How does that work? I don't know. I'm guessing there's cameras up here somewhere, which are keeping an eye on where I'm looking. Now, I'm wearing sunglasses when I'm not filming, so we'll see how that works out. Seems to think I'm quite refreshed. If it says I need a coffee by Turangi, it's probably right. Over on the right hand side of that, you've got your percentage range and how much you can save if you turn off some various stuff. So I've got nothing turned on at the moment. Range on the bottom right, we've got 204 kilometers in the battery at 74%. Again, gets hammered really badly up until Kinloch, so don't be too worried about that. We're more interested in the average across the whole drive. And a whole 41 kilometers this car's done since new. Down here you've got your heated seat functions, all your AC stuff. This is very nice, very classy for a small car. USBs and a shark. But this thing, yeah, that's just nice. That feels solid and heavy. A couple of things worth noting today. The weather outside is extremely blustery. Drone's having a workout, trying to stay in place and take a nice smooth video, and the car's getting blown around a bit. We've got a outside temperature of 9 degrees, so a bit chilly. With the wind chill, feels a lot colder. How's that going to affect the range? Well, the battery's not going to be very warm. I am going to be using the cabin heaters, the seat heaters, and I have just discovered the heated steering wheel. And of course the car's going to be working a bit harder. Sometimes we're going to be pushed, sometimes we're going to be pushed back. So it's going to be a hard working little Mokka. The view over the bonnet is immense. It's got a big bulge over each wheel, which makes it feel like it's easy to line up on the road lines. It's got a central ridge, which is very classic Vauxhall. Haven't seen that for a while. Just left Tihoi Tavern and stopped for a coffee there as well, so we pulled out of there with 52%. That's probably the hardest part of the drive done. Guessometer reckons we've got about 102 kilometres of range left, but what we have to factor in is that we've been climbing steadily since we left Taupō, and we're about to flatten out and then start to descend. So I guess what I'm saying is we've used 30% battery to do 70% of the actual work. Then most of the way home is going to be regen. We're about halfway through the range, about 40%. We're left with 79, and we've done about 90 kilometres, so a little over halfway. Car reckons we've got 76 kilometres of range left. I think that's a bit pessimistic. I think we're going to do quite a bit better than that. I think we'll happily get ourselves home. Good news is that we're going to get back with quite a low battery, so that's the ideal scenario for plugging it into the hyperchargers. We're going to get the most fastest charge that we can. So 100 k's done, 58, oh, just gone up, 60 k's range, 31% in the battery. So we will stop in Turangi, which is just about 15 k's away, and we'll assess the situation there. Although realistically, 30%, and I'm doing, snap me, 5 kilometres per kilowatt hour. It's a cold day and Jay can't drive. There's a rest area I've wanted to stop at ever since I've been doing this, and it's always been terrible weather at this point, and it was nice right now, so I thought I'll stop, and today's my day. And joyously I discovered a couple of wild roosters and a quite spectacular view apart from the trucks. Also, I thought I'd take it on what is probably going to be as much off-road as this car's ever going to do across a rutted field, and it was zero hassles. Alright, let's go and see our friends ChargeNet at the hypercharger, see what we can get. In conclusion, we plugged into the hypercharger and got a maximum charge rate of 78.9 kilowatts. We charged from 10% to 80% in 35 minutes. And we got around the lake, which is 160 odd kilometers, using 60% of our battery range, which if you extrapolate, that's about 270 kilometers winter range. Got to factor in that that's going to change significantly for the better come the summer. Seatbelts on for safety.
Hi everyone. I fit.
Ned fits, Jay fits.
Everybody fits.
Everybody fits.
One big happy family.
Let's go.
And that's the story on the Vauxhall Mokka E.